Welcome to the world of Donkey Kong 64. This sums up Donkey Kong 64. The game is a traditional platformer in the sense that there's a lot of run, jump, bash action going on. So, the story. After Donkey Kong's friends have been ape-napped by the evil K. Rool, it's up to him to save them from certain unpleasantness. Again, players begin the game as Donkey Kong in training sub-level, where his first basic moves are acquired, which is real cool. From there, it's all about exploration, picking up bananas, you eat them, you collect medals, rescuing the 4 other Kongs, and continuing with your quest. Only when all the characters are rescued do we really begin to understand the full scope of Donkey Kong 64. And note, Donkey Kong 64 rap, DK, Donkey Kong. It's a lot of fun. You're going to have so much fun with this game. If you haven't played it, this is from our creators who made Banjo-Kazooie, aka Rare. And this is one of those games that you do not want to miss out on. This game requires a jump pack or expansion pack, one of those red packs that you put in your Nintendo 64, in order for the game to continue, because I guess the graphics, from what they said back then, are high quality, and also there's a lot of hours of gameplay in this story. You play as different characters, you'll have a lot of fun. It's just ape-tastic. So let's get into this review and see what I think of Donkey Kong 64. Hoorah! The gameplay for Donkey Kong 64, well, let's talk about it. The collection of items is mandatory. So, bananas are scattered throughout all the levels. They must be collected by all the characters in order to gain access to fight bosses. You want to fight bosses, right? Which unlocks new worlds to explore. Also, banana medals must be collected to acquire new abilities and weapons. And once you get a banana, it goes DK, Donkey Kong. Like my singing, don't you? Well, check it out. Weapon ammo must be collected. Blueprint puzzle pieces are collected in order to complete necessary blueprints needed to successfully complete the game. There's quite a bit to stock up on. So get your bananas ready and let's get into it. Additionally, Donkey Kong 64 features a whole host of puzzles, mini games that reward bananas to players. So if you're hungry for bananas, you're gonna love this game. You're gonna want to eat bananas too. Most of them aren't terribly difficult, so it's a good thing. Some are downright easy. In one of the game's earlier stages, for example, players might be forced to spell out Kong, K-O-N-G, with a selection of only 4 possible letters to choose from. But not exactly brain surgery, I mean, come on. Other puzzles include aligning the right barrels with the flooring or matching 2 tiles together in a classic concentration style, which is simple but hard. There are also switches that must be shot with guns to open doors, tiles stomped to unlock areas and bananas, and so forth and so on. It all works well enough, mind you, but there isn't too much in the way of invasion of foot of Donkey Kong 64's puzzles. So it's something to really got to think about when it comes to puzzles and banana collecting, and also unlocking the other Kongs to progress through the story. And like I said, you have to collect these bananas in order to unlock doors, find your way, and defeat K. Rool. And there's this one island where you have to unlock this huge dinosaur. I won't spoil it, so let's continue on. I mean, there's so many things to see. I mean, Donkey Kong 64 features the best control mechanics of any platformer we've ever played. The controller is a platformer standard, but very deep thanks to sheer variety. Each character starts out with a basic set of moves that's very simple that can be performed. As the adventure progresses, the apes gain new moves, weapons, musical abilities, and more, which is a lot of fun. So in the end, we've got 5 different characters with their own arsenal of moves of each, all of which must be utilized in different situations and areas for maximum success. So some of the Donkey Kongs you'll need to switch back and forth in order to progress through a level. Also, Donkey Kong 64 is the only ape that can smash away dirt patches for 5 banana medals. For example, Chunky Kong is the only ape that can lift big rocks. Tiny Kong is the only one capable of shrinking in size to crawl throughout many little holes. Diddy Kong can fly with his rocket pack. Lanky can climb, also slap and go up hills and float to new areas. But there's more. Each character possesses a unique gun and musical instrument, which is freaking awesome. Donkey Kong shoots coconuts and plays the congos, while Diddy shoots peanuts and plays the guitar. Think to a rare design. Both weapons and instruments are equally in Diddy's, and you'll have to unlock each door with different instruments from each Kong. So that's a really good thing. Also, I also want to talk about the buttons, and they're very utilized for one move or another. There are even button combos for more moves. The analog stick moves are ape heroes, while A jumps and B shoots, unless there's a weapon is drawn, in which case it shoots. The Z trigger butt stomps if players are in the air. Meanwhile, the C buttons act as the camera. R centers the view behind the backs of the characters, but pressing Z trigger with C makes the apes play their musical instrument. And pressing the Z trigger with C right makes them toss explosive fruit. More pressing Z trigger with C down brings up a sniper mode, and the sniper mode is actually a lot of fun. And finally, pressing the Z trigger and left C trigger is camera mode, by which players can take pictures. A camera mode, you're probably wondering what? Yes, just another hidden feature in the game that works to unlock even more secrets out there. All the abilities serve as a specific purpose, mind you, but we're not going to give everything away. I'm not going to give anything away because this game is fantastic. Think about Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. If you like those platformers, you'll like this gameplay. There's also multiplayer and mini-games. It's fun how games work sometimes. The multiplayer mode is Jet Force Gemini. A third-person shooter came up very short in the end. But think about it like that. Donkey Kong 64 is a lot of fun to play with the gameplay. My initial reaction to Donkey Kong 64's graphics was pretty and awesome, but not as pretty as Banjo-Kazooie. And that was definitely true enough. The game starts out, shall I say, slow in these terms. In visuals, Donkey Kong's central hub world, the area that is most explored during the beginning of the quest is huge but barren. So we see giant structures in the background that lack detail, and the sea that stretches into a blue sky, and none of it's particularly stunning in my honest opinion. No beautiful textures filled with rich detail like we were blown away by Banjo-Kazooie. But the game gradually gets better looking. A little later we come into the worlds that are filled with lightning effects, colors, tunnels that glow red, green, blue, and yellow with dynamic sourcing, which is fantastic. Textures begin to look a little richer, crisper, and more detailed. We rescue a new character and utilize them, so that's amazing. The animation is amazing, lots of personality, much more than Rare's titles in the past. Perhaps this is the best represented in the character selection screen. Chunky Kong is the biggest and baddest of all the apes, and he is a lot of fun, and he just looks really funny looking. So that's the graphics. An overall fantastic experience with 5 different characters to play from. Their instruments, the gameplay, the variation of environments is downright huge. The lightning effects may be a little overused at times, but these features are fantastic. The frame rate, mind you, does suffer at times, but it's never too late to make things better. In the end, Donkey Kong 64 feels like a more supersized version of Banjo-Kazooie that does anything else. And while it should be great, it's good. It's a fantastic game to play, and if you enjoy Banjo-Kazooie, you will enjoy this game. This game gets a 9 out of 10, personally, from my opinion, because I had a lot of fun playing it. I liked playing as different characters and different apes. I like using their techniques, and the overall fun experience, and the music. The music just reminds you of a Rare game. This is one of those games that you wanna gonna want to have in your collection. And until next time, guys, this is Critical Redemption. Thank you so much, Nice, for commenting, rating, subscribing, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Happy gaming. Take care.